All right, we'll get you into our reading today. This is called Museum Indians. I'll give you a little preview here and some background before you read it. Chicago, Illinois. A young girl and her mother walk through a museum's cavernous halls. Their footsteps echo across the marble floors. Egyptian tombs gilded yet dusty. Gigantic fossils of ancient animals. Dinosaurs, mammoths, ivory colored bones hang above them. Then they come to their favorite exhibit. She shows her daughter a family heirloom that now rests behind glass. It's an old Indian dress. It was her great grandmother's. But how did it end up in a museum? And what brings them back to it each week? Find out. Read Museum Indians by Mona Susan Power. This author was born in 1961. She's still alive today. She's a member of the Standing Rock tribe of the Dakotas, and her mother was also enrolled in the tribe, but her father was a white man whose ancestor was governor of New Hampshire. The Standing Rock tribe are part of the Sioux Nation, which lived in the plain states of the Midwest. And of course, the Sioux and Dakota people still are around and important in this neck of the woods as well today. She's won some awards for her writing, written novels, short stories, and essays. And she's also a descendant of Sioux Chief Matonupa, who is known as Two Bears. She lives in St. Paul, Minnesota, so kind of cool to read a local author here. Little background info on this piece. It's an autobiographical essay, means she wrote it about her own life, and it follows her and her Dakota immigrant mother as they navigate the light polluted landscape of Chicago and come face to face with strange markers of their Dakota ancestry in the metropolis they now call home. Word you should know here, and this relates to the blast that we did, is repatriation. Repatriation is the practice of returning art and cultural artifacts in a museum to the culture or nation from which they came. As more and more Native Americans were forced onto reservations, scientists wanting to preserve the cultures acquired items and placed them in museums. And of course, those people didn't all go away. There's a lot of people with Native roots who look at those items in museums and are saying, hey, that's ours. What's it doing in that museum? So, to that end, the Native American Graves Protection and Repatriation Act was enacted in 1990, and it requires that any institutions that receive federal funding must return any Native American items to the tribes from which they came and provides funding to help in that process. So, if you go to some museums today, you might see that there's items missing, items that have been covered up, or that just aren't where they used to be because people have gone through this process. Tribes request specific items and show proof of their claim. This can often lead to some controversy when some of the claims are contested, but it's a big issue today in our country, especially here in museums today. So, a little background there, you kind of see some stuff about that in this piece. This is on page 15. We're going to have you read it, and actually, we're going to have you read it with a partner. So I'd like you to get together with somebody once you get to page 15 and read aloud, focusing on your fluency. We have some questions up here that we'll put up about fluency. It means you're reading out loud. Take turns reading each paragraph. You can alternate each paragraph with your partner. And when you finish, you want to reflect on some of these fluency questions that we'll keep up on the screen. After that, I think we'll be done. So that's all we got for the rest of the time. Thanks.